Hey everyone, welcome back to another home edition of Falcons Today by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here, running through some of the Kirk Cousins news and rumors as we are so close to NFL free agency starting. We already had one big domino fall yesterday, which was Geno Smith getting traded from Seattle down to Las Vegas, which thus creates a quarterback opening in Seattle, and Kirk Cousins could fill that opening. So, I first want to start off by talking about an Albert Breer tweet that came out yesterday. I was going to do a video on it, but I was actually at the Titanic exhibition. It was a pretty cool thing to check out here, and ultimately did not get to it, but I'm glad I can get to it now. So let's talk about what Breer tweeted out, and I'll read it to you guys. Sources: quarterback Kirk Cousins asked for and got a meeting with Falcons owner Arthur Blank on his future. Blank and Cousins had that meeting Wednesday night. The QB wants to go to a place where he can start in 2025. The Falcons brass has said it would do what's best for the team at QB. So I don't think this is a nothing burger. I don't think we learned anything new here, though, right? I don't think it's a secret that Kirk Cousins wants to go somewhere where he can start. And I don't think it's a secret that the Falcons have tried to give this image that they want to keep Kirk as the backup. I think they are just trying to maintain some type of leverage when it comes to trade talks with other teams. And that way everyone knows, well, the Falcons kind of want to keep Kirk, so we have to offer something in a trade because we're not just going to release him. That's at least what the Falcons want other teams to think. I'll say it for the 100th time. The Falcons should move on from Kirk Cousins. Keeping him as a backup quarterback is a bad idea, and I think this just further proves it. Having your backup not want to be on your team is not a good recipe for success. Do you think Cousins is going to come to work every single day with the mentality of, I'm going to be the best backup possible and I'm going to do everything in my power to help Penix be as great as possible on Sunday? No, he's going to be checked out, he's going to be pissed off, and he's not going to want to be there. This is the NFL. You cannot have hostages on your roster. There are so many guys who would love that opportunity, that would thrive in the role of, you need me to help support Penix? Sure thing, you got it, boss. Go get one of those guys. There's a million out there that would love to do that job. Do not have a disgruntled employee. I don't think it's all that different from wherever you work, where if you've got someone who doesn't want to be there and is checked out, we've all seen it before. Do they do good work? No, of course not. I understand that Cousins would be a good backup. On paper, yeah, he'd be like the best backup on paper. But you got to remember the backup's job is not just when/if his number gets called, he goes and plays. No, majority of the backup's job is supporting the starter, helping them get ready Monday through Saturday. And I don't see Cousins doing a good job in that role. I understand Penix has a long injury history, and it'd be a good thing to have a solid backup in case Penix goes down. But I'd rather have a backup who's ready to be a backup more than a backup who wants to start. And if that opportunity arises, he could do a better job of playing than some other backups. I'm going to prioritize the primary role of the backup quarterback, which is supporting the starter. So I'll ask you once more, and this might be the last time we ask this question on the channel. Do you want Kirk Cousins to come back this upcoming season? Give me a yes or give me a no. I'm going with no. No, you don't gain anything financially from moving on from him, but from a awkward standpoint, you gain a lot by moving on from him. Ditch the elephant in the room. Don't have Penix don't have Kirk Cousins breathing down Penix's neck the entire season. Go get a backup who wants to be a backup, please. Now, as for a Kirk Cousins trade, he's got that no trade clause, so it's not very routine. I think Cousins would be, I'm just speculating here, open to picking up that no trade clause for the right team if it means he can go and play somewhere else. Well, this is a big game of poker because Atlanta could tell Cousins, hey, Seattle just made an offer for you. Pick up your no trade clause and we'll trade you there. Cousins might go, no, I think you're going to release me. And then I'll go sign with Seattle and they'll still have that draft pick and I'll make you guys pay more of my salary. That could be Cousins getting a little bit greedy because What if the Falcons go, no, we're not going to release you, and we're going to find out who's bluffing? Is Atlanta going to give Kirk $10 million on the 5th day of the new league year? I've got a tough time believing it, but the Falcons surely want everyone to believe they are comfortable doing so. If it means they can hold on to Kirk and potentially find a trade partner, but still sacrifice $10 million in roster bonus. It's Arthur Blank's money, so we'll see how comfortable he is with just shelling out $10 million with the likelihood of that guy not playing for you. I've got a tough time believing that, but I guess you never quite know. It's a big game of poker. Are the Falcons going to hold on to Kirk until he agrees to waive his no trade clause and they can find a trade partner? Or is Kirk Cousins going to call the Falcons bluff going, you guys aren't going to keep me here past the $10 million roster bonus day. I know you're going to release me before then, so I'm not going to waive my no trade clause for you and do everyone here a solid before I leave after you guys all kind of backstabbed me a little bit when I signed here and I made my intentions very clear. I want to end my career here, and you all selected my replacement 6 weeks later in the draft. I think Cousins might be a little bit on the salty side after all that and go, no, not here to help you guys out on the way out. I'm just going to wait for you to release me. But what if the Falcons go, all right, game on, and they don't release him, and then August gets here, all the starting quarterback roles are filled, and they cut Cousins then, right before the season starts, and they go, enjoy being a backup somewhere else. You should have waived that no trade clause back in March when Seattle called. So keep an eye on the Seahawks, because with one quarterback opening being filled in Las Vegas, Seattle, which I believe is going to heavily pursue Sam Darnold, is now a new opening. Let's say Darnold kind of surprises people, because I think that's the growing sense right now is Darnold to Seattle, but what if Darnold shocks everyone and goes to Tennessee? They need a quarterback. I don't think the Titans are sold on Cam Ward being their long-term, no doubt start him week 1 quarterback. So they could bring a veteran in like Darnold and kind of do what not quite what the Vikings did, because Darnold signed a $10 million contract in Minnesota. He's going to get a $40 million contract from some team. But I would not rule out the Titans going, we don't really think Ward is our guy forever, so let's sign Darnold, let's trade back a few spots in the draft, and let's get a boatload of draft picks and pair Darnold with Travis Hunter, or put Abdul Carter opposite of him to replace Harold Landry. So if Darnold ends up in Tennessee, for example, I would expect Seattle to be blowing up Terry Fontenot's phone, because I don't think you make a trade like this with Geno without plan A and plan B at quarterback. If you're moving out from a quarterback that's led you to a 10-7 season, and the only reason why you missed the playoffs was it came down to the third tiebreaker of opponents' win percentage or strength of schedule, it was something ridiculous like that, you probably have a good plan in place as to who you want to take over at quarterback. And I'm talking plan A, plan B, and hopefully even plan C, which Seattle, a well-run organization, probably has their head on straight. So that's some of the Kirk Cousins news and rumors going into Saturday afternoon, right before the start of legal tampering, which is Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, and then the new league year officially starts Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's when contracts can actually be signed, but from Monday to Wednesday, agents can speak to teams. Players can't talk to teams. That's what got Kirk Cousins in trouble. That's what's got Saquon Barkley in trouble last year. But agents can talk to teams. So that's what's coming up here. Appreciate everyone for watching and tuning into another home edition. I will sign off. I got to run to a wedding soon. So if there are any more news that breaks, don't be surprised if you see me hiding in the corner with Bruno Mars in the background doing a video.